Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about car mechanics in simple terms. Today we're comparing petrol engines versus diesel engines, and I'll tell you which one's more convenient for your needs. Firstly, let's talk about how they work. Petrol engines operate on what's called a spark ignition cycle. Here's how it works. Air and petrol are mixed together in the intake manifold. This mixture enters the combustion chamber, gets slightly compressed, and then, boom! A spark plug ignites it. That controlled explosion pushes the piston down, generating power. Now we talk about diesel's engine. They are a bit different. They don't use a spark plug at all. Instead, only air enters the cylinder and is compressed to a very high pressure, which raises its temperature. Then, diesel fuel is injected into the hot air where it self-ignites. This is called a compression ignition process, and it's why diesel engines are more rugged and built for heavy-duty use. Now let's talk about fuel efficiency. One of the biggest differences is how they use fuel. Diesel contains more energy per liter than petrol. On average, diesel engines offer 20 to 30% better fuel economy. That means for every liter you go farther in a diesel vehicle. But diesel engines also weigh more and are more complex. So even though you save on fuel in the long run, the initial cost is usually higher. Did you know which is more powerful? Diesel engines are shine in low-end torque. This means they produce their strongest pulling power at low RPMs, often under 2,000. That's why trucks and big SUVs often use diesel to tow, haul, and climb with ease. On the other hand, petrol engines rev much higher, typically reaching 6,000 to 7,000 RPM. Their torque builds at higher speeds, which is great for faster acceleration, smoother drives, and sporty performance. Which one is more costly? Well, the upfront cost. Diesel engines are built tougher. They need stronger pistons, crankshafts, and cylinder walls to handle high compression. So they're usually more expensive to manufacture and buy. Operating cost. Diesel fuel often costs less per liter in many countries, and because you use less of it per kilometer, diesel vehicles are cheaper to run over long distances. Maintenance. Now, here's the catch. Diesel systems have complex parts like turbochargers, glow plugs, and high-pressure fuel injectors. These can be expensive to repair. Petrol engines are simpler, quieter, and often cheaper to maintain, especially if you're not driving long distances daily. Now we discuss which one is better for you. Petrol is for city and daily driving. If you mostly drive in the city, stop-and-go traffic, short trips, commuting, petrol engines are more convenient. They warm up faster, are quieter, and the vehicles are usually lighter. Plus, petrol is easier to find globally and dominates the market with about 65% of fuel use in transport. Diesel for highways and towing. If you are planning long road trips and driving on highways every day, you need to tow heavy loads, then diesel's low-end torque and better mileage make it a solid choice. Just be aware of potential emissions rules and maintenance costs.